need a sense of urgency for the state of Maine, because the the rate of change now is just accelerating. And so, those who are on the bus get farther forward, and those who aren't get further behind. And so I think we understand that that's an important piece. I think there are three parts to this that I think we could discuss. One is the economy and building on competitive advantage and traded clusters, if you will, sort of what are the opportunities for Maine in terms of its economy for building businesses and industries that are trading beyond the borders of Maine. And so we've heard people talk about the opportunities in aquaculture, life sciences, agriculture, even in those declining and legacy industries. Those are industries that still also can increase productivity and increase their innovation capacity. And so even if they're declining in numbers, which often is happening because of productivity and automation, we can't forget them. They're important.
We talk about this just real quickly in terms of these foundational industries, and that there's a difference between an industry that produces something that generates wealth that comes into the state versus an industry that we sort of sit around the table and hand the same $20 back and forth to each other.
Local versus traded. That's kind of how we think about the economy in different ways. The other part I would talk about is cost competitiveness. So whatever Maine does, it has to think in terms of where it's situated in the region. And so you can't put tax rates too far apart from where things are in Massachusetts, just like Massachusetts can't be too far away from where New York is, because we're trying to, relatively speaking, we're trying to attract investment, we're trying to help our companies become, act and be competitive. And so we have to think about the cost competitive environment, healthcare costs, energy costs, big issues here in New England, here in Maine. And so how do we change the trajectory of some of those? And then the third part that you mentioned before is the attracting and retaining talent. And that is kind of the future, right? Without the people, without the talent, how do we actually grow the economy? And so how do we create opportunity? How does the next generation see opportunity? Or how do those outside of the state see what a great place Maine is to live and start a company or grow a company? And how do you bring those folks into the state?